to pick this one. So it's very much feeling like it's a must-win for the Chiefs.
All starts in the T side, doesn't it, Jordan and Mitch? Because it's so difficult to get a couple of rounds on the board. If they're able to do so, it may just mean that Chiefs have enough as a buffering point when they take their own CT side.
Indeed, so it'll be 2 sets of utility here to start things off for Chiefs.
It's actually a push-in radio here. Nice pick from Valiance, and it's an early fight here, but trade's sort of pretty good for the Chiefs in a 3-on-3. They're going to push towards ramp now.
Yep, but they're pushing straight into a crossfire. Order predicting this as well, but Skull Hunter's actually found his mark. Humongous is starting off pretty well with that P250.
Don't know where
this is a perfect crossfire, but oh no, Alistair's whiffed everything. He's aced. I'm just watching another pistol ace. Please stop. I've had enough of these.
Humongous. That's all you have to say. Is there anything else that needs to be said? It's 5 for 0. I don't even like his handle. I don't even like his alias. But what else can you really say? He's given himself that name for a reason. Man, I mean, you give him the P250, a 5K, T-side on Nuke. If there was ever a higher impact play for you to get an ace and actually just stop the CT economy from getting rolling and get the Chiefs going in a series that they need a win, then Humongous, he's delivering.
Yeah, but it is Order on the force buy here, and they've dropped a bit of early utility at Outers, and that's actually tagged up Chiefs on the cross the secret. And we've seen Chiefs, they do this quite a lot. They do like coming to this underside, and Alistair's ready and receiving.
Yeah, low HP there for Skull, so all it takes is just that one shot. Apoc Dud gets low as well. We're going to see Chiefs try to work their way back, actually, out of the B bomb side. Alistair has not spotted that. Maker's going to go ahead and fall to Gyra with that 5-7. It's becoming a little bit problematic here for Chiefs as they work their way back up from Secret. Ustillo at that range with a CZ, gets a headshot onto Jinx, finishes him off, and it's really going to take an ace again here from Young Q to win the round for Order, for Chiefs.
Oh, what a one-tap coming out, and I mean, at this stage, Chiefs, I think only Humongous has the kills right now. There's been no one else on Chiefs able to find a single pick just yet.
Unbelievable.
Well, I can believe it at the same time as well.
And he's going to wrap up into heaven now. You said that he needs an ace, 37 seconds. There is no way he can do this, boys. I'm sorry.
He's coming in from the right angle, though. And there's only one person on the A-bomb side. Yeah. The other two are unders.
He's got a Mach 10. That's the easiest fight with an AK and armor you've ever seen, Jordan.
In fact, they've all actually got pretty lackluster weaponry to take this engagement. So, you know, there is a world in which he does manage back-to-back aces to win the rounds. Needs to check.
Oh, no.
And he hasn't properly checked the vent. Oh, dearie me. I don't know. Maybe we've cursed him a little bit there.
Just a little. That's unfortunate. I was backing him to take that as well. He was coming from the favorable angle, and you'd expect a lot of the times coming out of heaven for a player to be checking CT vent. But Gyra given a huge lifeline there, and Order actually pick up the upset. Great force buy coming out from them, but I have to say that Chiefs, on their anti-ecos, they're doing the same thing time and time again. I don't know how many times they take their anti-eco into secret, and then proceed to lose from there.
Yeah, well, Order always dangerous with these pistols. We see them winning with them all the time, and that's just another example of it. Gyra's managed to pick up that AK. Chief's going to try and force back into this one.
I feel like this is pretty reminiscent of how Chiefs' run in Road to Rio has gone so far. It's Hugh fragging out, everyone else struggling, and they're just not able to get the rounds on the board that they really deserve.
It's still early days, though, because, I mean, there's a potential for Chiefs to come back into this to try to disturb the CT economy, whereas for Order, a great chance to actually solidify and just do a lot of damage on the back of Alistair's SMG. Out comes the ramps push right now.
Yeah, Alistair to try and hold on with that Mach 10. Hits a couple of shots, but backs away and gives Ricky the opportunity with that scout to put a bit of work in. He'll have to continue to back up as well because Order, well, they're going to be seeing Chiefs run right at them. Gyra and Ricky, though, doing a good job of holding on here. And it seems like, at least for Order, there's no real problems on the anti-eco. Maybe I spoke too soon. Maker with the Deagle does manage one. But in reality, if he gets any more than that, I will be a little bit surprised. Ricky, over-eager for that peak, but it doesn't cost him in the end.
That's going to be Chiefs money reset. They tried to force things back. They tried to take control of the game back from Order, but after a ace in the pistol round from Humongous, They've just let it all slip away from them, and this is exactly the nightmare scenario. They put on a save order. They had a lot of guns saved up in that last round. Now they're up to 2 rounds. They're going to close out this anti-eco, get themselves a third and a hell of a lot of cash in the bank, and all of a sudden they're cruising on the CT side. It's going to be extremely hard for Chiefs to turn this one around.
I think the problem as well is that individually, just no one from Chiefs outside of Humongous showing up. There was just absolutely no trade potential right there. They were just kind of all going in at different angles, trying to make something work out. As you're saying, that's not a good sign for both Chiefs and my prediction right now, Jordan.
Yes, I'd say I'm pretty glad with where I've put my prediction so far, and that's well and truly in the trusty hands of Order. Eco here for Chiefs, of course, Clocks, and not much of a hope in this round, to be quite honest. It's quite interesting, actually, to see them posturing around outer, taking those longer range engagements. It's probably not going to work with the Glocks.
I've seen crazy things happen with Glocks doing damage, which is the sad part, because if you look at that, Order have probably taken more damage than Chiefs have at that distance, which is shocking, in all honesty. That said, Chiefs haven't made inroads to any position just yet, and only with these Glocks, it means that they still have to try to find a few openings, and Order just not presenting them for now.
Slow and steady wins the race for Order, that's for sure. They want to ensure that they really build this CT economy up, and they're doing an excellent job of that so far. None of these anti-ecos have been problematic at all. Only losing the one player in now both so far. Silo should be able to deal with Maker fairly comfortably as well, and he can. It's 3-1 for Order. 7.9k there already for Ricky, and I think that tells the story in itself.
The economy's built up for the CT side, and for Chiefs, they can finally get a buy into this, but it's not going to have the full set of utility. So it means that Order are going to be relatively comfortable holding on to this. Yeah,
we've seen some pretty nice takes from Chiefs actually on the T side of Nuke so far. Here in Road to Rio, a few nice flashes and mollies into that A-bomb site, which has actually caused problems for Ground Zero. I wonder whether or not Order is going to fall prey to that as well. Doesn't look like we'll be getting it in this round. It's a little bit more of an outers take. They're just going to work their way down into Secret here, the Chiefs. But Ricky, oh, he's got absolutely no idea.
Yeah, I don't know what Ricky was doing there, and he drops an incendiary grenade that does a lot of damage, but with Order losing a player nice and early on, it means that Chiefs can actually take control right now, but no! Oh my goodness, Alistair, if he had a rifle, maybe in a position to do more damage, but now it's only APOC Dud that's in the control room, and no backup just yet.
Oh no. It all worked well for Chiefs at the start of the round and then started to slip away a little bit. Jyra gets a 2k, Maker loses the one-on-one against a FAMAS, and now it's an AK for Ustillo. He's going to try to deny the bomb plant, and he does do that, but he's actually not able to get the kill onto Jinx.
Jinx does very well to recognize that the danger was near the edge of the smoke. I think he did spot out the shadow of the CT. Now the bomb plane is going to go down, and out comes Valiance. They still have utility to use on the CT side. For Chiefs, though, they've got absolutely nothing whatsoever except for the guns on their backs.
Oh, that's a great incendiary as well. Pushes Jinx out of exactly where he wanted to go, right into the sightline of Valiance. They know exactly where Jinx is at this point. The flash comes through. It's a crossfire. APOC Dud not peeking. It's all down to Jinx, and he's held on to it well. There goes Ustillo and Valiance, and finally, Chiefs are able to get themselves another round on the board. It was a streaky one, but it's a round nonetheless.
Yep, and that's what you need sometimes on that T-side Nuke. I mean, you just need the streaks, you need to try to do that damage, but you can see that Order, they can just buy up straight again. Double up setup coming out now as well. Ricky's dropping so many weapons over to his teammates.
This could be the difference that Order need after that last round loss. Obviously, nice job there from the Chiefs. Just to be able to keep things competitive. They can't let Order's economy start to run away with this one. They need to keep them honest. They need to keep chipping in a few rounds here on this T side of Nuke, because if you let the CT's economy get too strong, that's when it gets 10 times harder. You're running into orbs. You're trying to run into key areas of the map, and there's Molotovs everywhere. You're dropping smokes in lower. It's good stuff, though, from the Chiefs, just to keep it close. And moving forward here, here's an opportunity for them to reset Order's economy, even up the round count, and maybe even take the lead here on the T side.
They still have a very difficult bind to navigate through. I mean, Order have forced up on some of their members, but a double AWP setup is always going to be scary with an AWP in the hands of Ricky and one in Alistair as well. But look at how they set up these AWPs, Jordan. This is not normally what you see. The AWP, one in outers and one on the A-bomb site.
Yeah, it's a Mag 7 as well for Ustillo. You love to see it on top of Hut. Chiefs do walk into this A site, they are going to have a bit of a rude awakening. Still, it does cross over the squeaky door. It's a bit more of a reserved T side right now from Chiefs than what we have seen. A little bit of a slower one, but they're going to flash themselves into ramp room. Jyra continues to hide in the smoke, and it looks like Chiefs just fairly wary of him, but they don't actually end up spamming through the smoke. I'm not sure how Skull Hunters survived there on 1 HP against Ricky, but either way, Chiefs are taking map control, and they're doing a pretty good job of it. Hugh here on the lurk through Annex could be the linchpin for the round as he does get that kill onto Valiant and follows up onto Alistair as well. That is a very, very nice take from Chiefs into the A-bomb site.
Yeah, but still a 2-on-2, which means that is a potential for Order to get their way back into it. You can see Ricky's actually snuck out. Ooh. Jinx is not checking it, and Ricky's actually going for the straight drop. Humongous. 1v2 right now. He doesn't know where the CTs are. He has spotted out Jyra, but now his position's compromised as well. You can see Ricky training his AWP on the angle, but he can't hit the shots. Both CTs dropping down. There's no kits for them to play with just yet, but they have the smoke and they're both posted on the angle.
They've lined up for him, but he can't spray them both down. Jyra gets the shot across in the end. It's an expensive round one for Order, but a round one nonetheless. And Chiefs will be disappointed to see that happen because it did take a bit of work to even get into that A-bomb site. You thought once they were in there 2-on-2, there was a good shot, but again, Order's up 4-2 now.
And that T-side economy is not looking too great right now, but do you think they'll force here, Mitch?
I mean, the advantage of doing that, I mean, they are going for it. The advantage of doing it is that that round came down quite close, so Order's still quite poor. And they've just reduced their loss bonus even further, so resetting them here would be extremely harsh on the CT economy, would put them potentially even on a double eco on some of their players. So Chiefs, they're going to take the gamble. I think it's quite worth it. They're going to go for a quick one in uppers, Jordan.
Now indeed, Ustillo is only able to get that single frag, but Valiance is there for the trade as well, and Alistair rock solid on the bomb site with that AWP. No problems really for him. That said, Humongous once again finds himself in a 1-on-2. We'll see what he's able to do this time, as he's got a fair chunk of it to work with, and he'll just try to waste a little bit of that, seeing if he can find some 1-on-1s.
Yeah, but you can see Ricky's already pushed out. Is Humongous thinking about what angles he wants to take right now. Has spotted out Ricky, but Ricky just a little bit too strong with the FAMAS. No retrievable guns for Order. Okay, no, they switch out the FAMAS for the M4. So it means they secure that round and give themselves a bit more breathing space coming into the 8th round.
Yeah, so the name of the game here for Chiefs, they haven't been able to get across the line in any of these critical rounds to try and reset Order's economy. So now you see the CT's money still quite low. The name of the game here is damage for the Ts, and you can see Hugh, he's got himself a Deagle. Only a P250 on Jinx, so not many upgraded pistols being invested in. I'd say they're probably going to be happy if they take 2 guns off of Order. See if they're able to do so. I think so far, though, this is going pretty nicely for Order.
And slow and steady right now for both sides, isn't it? Bit of a lull in the action for now, as Chiefs just trying to find their openings. Anything possible. Alistair is going to say no at Outers, and now Ricky's going to be charged down, and he's still standing his ground and fighting with a Stillo.
Well, why not, really? Just against the pistols, there's no real problems at all for Order. Up 6-2, and you know, like it just seems like in the blink of an eye, Order's gone from a potential dire situation to now getting themselves out of trouble, building that economy up, and Chiefs are sort of back to square one.
5 alive. Look at that healthy CT economy. 2K in the bank. Ricky is the poorest. The rest of them looking quite nice to be able to buy, even if they sustain a loss here. Chiefs going to go once again for another buy round. Looking like they're going to go quickly for these outer smokes. Humongous making his way close. Alistair's pushing up, though, straight into the smoke with the AWP, no less. Jinx pushing forward as well, or rather Jyra pushing forward, punished by Hugh. And he's just going to back off. That's excellent work from Hugh. The rest of Chiefs pumping the brakes and looking to regroup into a different part of the map.
I mean, they have the numbers advantage. Why not take time? Because they still have a lot of it to use right now. And once again, it looks like Rams is going to be the calling card. But that nade takes down Humongous. Out comes the bust. And Ricky just going to drop down to Megaton and stay safe for now. But Chiefs actually doubling back. They're faking it. It's going to be an A-side hit. And there is only Valiance here. Alistair needs, or still needs to get up there really soon.
Well, not on the move just yet. Still hanging around. But then again, so is Chiefs. They've really slowed things down here.
See the rotations down into lower. Order's very weak on this upper site.
It's just Valiance. He's going to have to try and hold on himself. Does manage nicely. It was actually Ustillo there with him as well, but in the end, a 2 for 2 on the entry. That works out nicely for Chiefs because they got a pick elsewhere as well. It's 2-on-1. That said, against Ricky, who at the moment is 7-3, having a bit of a banger tournament. I wouldn't count my chickens before they hatch here for Chiefs. Especially not against a player like Ricky.
So many positions for him to check, but APOC Dodd's given up the critical angle at the wrong time. So if just checks the first one here. Oh, Ricky just can't get the flick down. And Jinx has been pretty good so far in these clutch situations. And he's able to secure one out for the Chiefs. And they keep 2 rifles in as well, which is very, very solid. But Order, they've got the money to buy up once again.
With Chiefs surviving with 2 players, their cash isn't really building up too much just yet. Obviously, Hugh and Skull were the ones who were throwing some weaponry, so they're going to be a little bit richer than the rest of the lads. And Order putting another buy together. It is actually a double AWP. Ricky on the glass cannon.
Really liking the double AWP here on Nuke, aren't they?
They are, and I can't blame them. I mean, you're looking at Chiefs, the way that they're playing is reasonably slow, although we do know that they're a team that likes to, from time to time, go for these fast upper plays. In a lot of these rounds, you're seeing Order against this slower style, using these AWPs. Both of them on quite aggressive lines. Ricky over here towards ramp. Alistair's AWPing into door. Chiefs need to be very careful.
Oh, Ricky's going to hit the leg shot there onto Skull. Able to work his way back into connector as well. So he's got a second shot at defending ramp room if need be. Doesn't look like it's going to be required in this round. Alistair's so aggressive, though, in Squeaky.
That's the thing, though. Look where Ricky's posted. He's at elbow. He sees all this utility, but he notices that no one comes in. And right now, out comes the A-side crunch, but Order are prepared for this thanks to the information earlier, but they can't get the gunfight working.
Gyra. Oh dear, he's caught with a grenade out in his hand. In fact, actually, that molly ends up getting a kill onto APOC Dud, so it might have been worth throwing in the end. Ricky and Valiant are both stuck on the site, but Maker with an AWP, not one of his signature weapons. And against 2 low HP players, I'm sure he'd much rather a rifle right now. Still, this is a pretty critical round for Chiefs that's going to end up going the way of Order. That would have been the reset round, and in the end, it's nothing but another round for Order. 7-3 the scoreline now. Money's getting a little bit weird for Chiefs, and Order continue to increase their lead.
Yeah, I mean, Chiefs just can't flush out the people from the A bomb site, and Valiant surviving with 1 hit point. I mean, he's just able to dance around the Molotovs. It's not as if Chiefs didn't try to flush them out. It just doesn't work. So out onto the pistols. And that said, the CT economy, Jordan, still isn't looking that great. And now it's going to be Ramps that has tested. 2 people here, though. They're coming in fast and furious.
Ricky does a good job of holding down the first. Gyra's there as well to ensure that there's not going to be too much to get concerned about. You know, again, Hugh, and this time he's just gotten rid of the AWP. So that's actually a fairly costly round in the end for Order. It's always Hugh, isn't it? 17-10 right now, and they've only managed to find 3 rounds. You really got a feel for him.
I felt like I saw this earlier in a D13, or not a D13 match, sorry, a Tiger match, where it was Dobulas getting 15 kills and the rest of his teammates on 2 kills apiece. I mean, I'm starting to see a bit of the same thing right now. I mean, outside of Humongous, 155 ADR, what do you say about that? Maker, APOC Dud, and Skull Hunts are pretty much 0 impact, really, in this game so far.
Yep. Hugh is 7th as far as the player ratings are concerned in Road to Rio for Oceania, and the only one of his team that is up in that discussion. Everyone else coming from Order and Renegades. So I think that goes to show just how difficult things have been for Chiefs in this competition thus far. You got to remember as well, Kev, this is their map pick, so we're hoping to see them put together 5 or maybe 6 here on the T side of Nuke. If they're not able to do that, I'd say Order is going to be really, really comfortable going into Train. You know, that's a map they've already beaten Chiefs on a couple of days ago. So it should be then a 2-0 if Order pick Nuke up here. So very, very important one for Chiefs. And look, it's not out of the realms of possibility that they do still come back into this half. They've got a decent buy through here. Order still hasn't ballooned that economy out. It's still possible. And they're finding a lot of work, a lot of impact actually out from Annex. This time the A bomb site take works out perfectly.
And I think this needs to be an immediate save from Order. I mean, I didn't really see great flashbangs coming in from the Chiefs to blind out some of the site players. It looks like Astillo was just out in the open, wasn't expecting that level of aggression. And Chiefs actually changing up the tempo works perfectly there. As you were saying, they're looking for maybe about 5 or 6 rounds in that T side, and that's actually already a great half. I mean, it's the T side on Nuke that we're talking about.
Yep.
They've already gotten 4, and the CT economy, look, with that AWP saved, absolutely critical. I don't think Gyro should have gone up like that. That could have been an extra M4 in play. Now it might mean that one person has to go with a FAMAS or an MP9. And it's not great when it's coming into some of these more critical rounds right now in Nuke, whereas the difference between Order having a great half and just a mediocre half. They've had such a good start.
Well, I'm hearing a few clicks in the chat as well, so I imagine we might be getting a pause out of this round sooner or later. We'll see. Looks like everyone's buying in okay. Maybe I'm just a little paranoid. Either way, I think it's going to be a tough one here to call now that we're at this sort of a juncture. 4 to 8 can still really go either way. Order's money's getting low. This next round seems like a really, really important one.
Too much Asia CS. Jordan, you know, clicks in the chat. We all know that means probably a tech pause coming up. Chiefs doing some good work, putting it in to get their 4th round there. A little bit of a skirmish early on. Gyro's actually down to just a 5-7, and he's going to be playing close towards ramp room there, so that could be a potential point of weakness. I like what I'm seeing from Chiefs. Wall of smoke on the outside. Skull's been sent across in towards Secret. Hugh behind Annex. You got Apokdad providing overwatch from the silo there. So let's see how they use this little piece of map control. If they can play with Order's rotations, make them sort of doubt whether there will be a play towards lower. Apokdad, see where this smoke's going to be going. Looks like it's into heaven. Molotov in towards upper. Jink's going to start to throw some utility out there, but it is not actually a play into upper. I think they're just trying to pull the rotation so that they can make a move towards outside, and you see the bombs start to move towards ramp room. Let's see if they're actually pushed Order into a position where they can mess up their rotations.
I mean, this is a really good staging point as well for Chiefs at the moment, because they can really just take the A bomb site or the B bomb site depending on where they want to go. And out slowly comes that Ramp's contact, but will they check Gyro in this critical position? He's boosted up, and they don't check him! He gets the 2 critical kills!
Apokdad at least able to get 1 frag back onto Ricky, which keeps it in the balance. Hugh also shuts Gyro down. They're going to be able to get into the B bomb site okay. No rotation coming in there yet from Order. There's a 3-on-2. If they get the bomb down here, still a winnable round. And now a 3-on-1. Ustillo getting over-eager, runs right into Skull Hunter. Couldn't ask for a better finish to the round there for Chiefs.
Valens just seeing if he can find any opportunities, but I'd say that he's just going to pick up that AWP and try to save it to the next round. And that was really great from Chiefs. I mean, they were putting themselves in the perfect position. I mean, Gyro was almost the undoing of that. They could have gone anywhere. They could have taken B. They could have taken B through secrets as well as ramps. They could have gone back up to A. And Alistair, absolutely no chance, blinded out in Annex. And as soon as that Annex player dies, sometimes it's so hard to really play the rest of the map. So,
well, this is the tipping point now. We've been a little bit negative about Chiefs so far. We've been saying it's been tough going for them. Orders look like they've been pretty comfortable. But now, 5 to 8, Chiefs have hit that pass score. They're potentially going to go past that pass score as well, given that Order's economy is broken. And they could actually end up taking this maybe to 7 rounds. And at that point, we're thinking, great, what a wonderful T-side half here on Nuke.
yeah, I mean, 5 rounds. You have a staging point, 6 rounds, that's pretty good. You're actually damaging Order's chance of taking the map, and if you get that all-important 7th, it just means that you have so much buffering space on this CT side to work with as well, which is so critical. Don't want to be out of the game just after a pistol loss, so...
This was his last round. You're just seeing Skull, he's got across to Secret. They've got this wall of smokes on outside. Then you're seeing Apokdad, he's setting up here on the silo. And the whole point of this is he's setting up to throw some utility into upper to draw out a rotation, maybe catch some of these Order players off guard. Let's have a look at some of that utility. So you do see just some of the pistolers in the bottom left getting dealt with by Chiefs. They seem to be having a nice little anti-eco here. And there's the utility into upper. You're seeing Alistair, he's full white. And then as a result of that, if you go to this CT POV, you're going to have Apokdad and Humongous catch him off guard a little bit, and that's going to give him the pick that they need. So it's nice to see sort of how Chiefs are throwing this utility just to sort of sow some seeds of doubt in the mind of Chiefs and try to get themselves some unfair advantages by causing some rotations. That's exactly what you want to do on T-side of Nuke.
Well, you haven't missed much in this anti-eco. Ricky and Ustilo the last alive for Order as the bomb plant goes down. Not too much to write home about here for Order. The great news is for Chiefs, this is going to put them up to 6 and give them a lovely launching platform into the second half.
Yep, and they also denied that AWP being saved over from that previous round. Valiant's tried pushing into ramps to try to find an opening, but much better positions from the Chiefs to punish this aggression. And that's big because with the AWP not being taken into the next one, Order can't actually get AWPs running. Ricky doesn't have a kit.
Even if he did, the Chiefs players are keeping an eye on that bomb.
5 alive, guys. What was at one point, I think 8-3 for Order or something along those lines, and Chiefs looking like they were really struggling to get their foot through the door here on the T side of Nuke. They've really turned this one around. They've really started to get this game into a point where they're starting to be more competitive, starting to test Order a lot more. So I'd say 6 rounds already. If they can close out this next T-side gun round, make their job even easier moving on to this CT side, then they're looking fantastic here, Chiefs, to try and take a map off of Order. But as we've seen, that's not always good enough to complete the whole series upset.
That's right, yeah. And again, I'll go back to what you said in that game of Dust 2. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And so far, we're seeing that kind of a sprint from Chiefs right now. They've put quite a few rounds together on the T side of Nuke. They're looking really, really good here, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. This is not the map yet. It's not the series yet, and Order is certainly going to have enough in the back pocket to make this one competitive still. And you've got to remember, Hugh's 20 frags for the half, right? And he's not going to be able to put those numbers up for the entire series. We spoke about that in the last matchup as well. So there are quite a few things that are going the way of Chiefs right now, and I really want to make sure and see that they're going to be able to convert this map now from here.
Yeah, but right now where the scoreline is, it definitely makes Nuke a lot more exciting than if it was just a one-sided 12-3 half, that's for sure. Yep. So Order coming into this one, no AWPs, might actually work out better for them as a rifle, so you can play a little bit more dynamically with them, and maybe a little bit more aggressively as well. This time around, Chiefs just taking the secret control, holding onto lobby for now, just making sure Order don't get aggressive at lobby, at ramps, or at outers.
Push in towards secret. This could be a key duel for Alistair to be winning because they don't have a whole lot of utility here, Order. He's being pressured, being pushed back. He's going to go try to join up with Ricky and get himself in a bit of a safer position. But Chiefs, they're throwing them for a loop. This is going to be a push into upper through vent.
You'll love to see it from Chiefs. A little bit of fancy footwork up that ladder. Could well be the end of Ustilo. He does at least get the smoke down in time, and he's going to hide in that, but not for long because Hugh, the hunter right now, shutting everything down as he'll continue to charge onto Valiant, sacrifices his own life, makes the trade easy and possible for Maker, but they're not aware of Alistair coming up the ladder, and he's just shut the round down. This could well be 9 for Order, and it is. Gyro to finish that final frag off. It's 9-6 at the end of the half, hanging in the balance right now. We'll see, of course, whether or not Chiefs can pick their first map up here when we do come back from the break.
A single second could mean everything. Time is running out. Don't give up, don't give in. Don't let me down. Be the one to wipe their grin when they hear this sound. Don't give up, don't give in before they catch a glimpse. I know you'll find the strength within. This is your last chance. Now's your time to shine. Make it count.
First map really hanging in the balance here between Chiefs and Order. It's Nuke, and again, Hugh leading from the front for the Chiefs, 21 and 12 in the first half. A pretty dominant performance from him. Does only end up being the 6 rounds, though, for Chiefs, and you'd think with a scoreline like that on your side, you would have gotten a few more. Either way, we're feeling like this might be possible for Chiefs to pick up the first map, and they've done a fairly good job of that first half. Now looking to the second half, though, on that CT side, and they need to start off well.
I mean, it's all going to begin on the A-bomb site. APOC does have the HE grenade in hand, and how Chiefs are set up makes me think they've versed this before. It's just a bit of a silent standoff at the moment. Alistair, 2 flashbangs and Molotov, but you can see Humongous as well has pushed quite deep into Outers as well. Out comes the flashbangs, out comes the attack right now.
Indeed, it's going to be a quick one here from Order. Doesn't seem to be working too nicely. Skull Hunter and Jinx. In the end, Ustilo does actually trade on down to make it a 3-on-2, but Alistair's 9 HP. Apocdad liable to get 2 if he gets Ustilo here quickly, and it's going to end up having to be a trade for Maker, because Alistair does at least grab 1. Jyra in the 1-on-1 up against Maker, who is going to jump down pretty quickly.
Oh, he hasn't picked up the kit. There he goes.
Jyra's making a bit of noise, and Maker does take the peek, gets the headshot. That's a nice pistol round to win, a very nice pistol round to win. Always good to start off with the CT pistol on Nuke.
It is, yeah. I mean, Chiefs, they didn't necessarily win it. They put a lot of hard work in on that T side towards the later stages, just getting some more rounds across the board. And this is another one example of those. Just an ingenious call from Chiefs. They did push across those players in towards lower, and you saw them just throw a bit of a spanner in the works going into upper there, through door, up through the vents here. Hugh, that's a critical kill onto Ustilo. If Ustilo's able to multi-frag there, that round might just fall apart, especially with how solid Valiance is sometimes at holding down things at silo here.
Quickly back into round number 17, because there is an investment for Order. They're not prepared to give this up just yet, Kev. They want to break that economy of Chiefs early.
Yep, and some early shots being fired over at Squeaky, and it's actually going to be Skull Hunter punishing Jyra for coming back into that angle. And so Chiefs already going to go up 1 man. Now Makeup, he's got an MP9 against a few Galils. That's always going to be a scary prospect, and also tagged down twice. He's still shoulder peeking. Order, they're charging in. They've got a lot of territory and a lot of time to work with as well. But what they don't have is a lot of utility.
They don't have the numbers advantage either. All they've got to their names is ramp room and a bit of pressure on outer. So as long as Chiefs don't make a mistake here, don't lose an additional pick where that would sort of snowball into Order just pushing onto a bomb site like here at lower, then they should be fine.
It is a couple of MP9s though. Maker holding close at the bottom of the ramp. In the control room is Humongous, and Maker cops a couple of binks, so he's going to have to back up. But Hugh really, again, could be the linchpin here, and he's been fragging well so far. Immediately cleaned up, though, by Valiance. A bink in the head, and then finished off with that Galil. Oh, dear. The B bomb site's cracked open. Order have gotten in there way too easily. And unless Skull Hunter with that M4 is able to do something fancy through the smoke, I'm calling this round over.
Yep, and Order have done well enough to bring those numbers back in the favor. I mean, on that B bomb site, I felt like a little bit there that Humongous probably should have baited Maker. Maker is already too low. The T's knew where he was. He decides to try to save a teammate, and as a result, he gets put down. So that's the reset as well, Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, that's the benefit, of course, of buying into the first round as a T side. It does give you a bit of a weaker buy, but the real added bonus is that if you do win that round, it's essentially 2 rounds. Whereas if they would have saved and bought into this next coming round, then Chiefs likely have built up enough cash to get 2 buys together. So this is going to really boost the lead of Order pretty early on in the piece and just make it a bit more difficult for Chiefs to kind of climb back into that close situation.
Order just couldn't get caught off guard in that last round. You can see from the replays, all of them just all looking in the correct positions, not leaving a single corner on check, just, you know, crossing all their T's, dotting all their I's. Even when one player does catch Ristillo off guard, Ricky is just there for the trade, and there's just nothing that Chiefs can do in that round. Unfortunately, just shut out of it by a nice Galil force.
Speaking of forces, though, Chiefs on their own, trying to bring back the balance in their favor. Skull Hunter on a journey around that smoke, and this is all going to come down to timing for the first initial engagement.
Ooh. He might actually get it right as well, Skull. Depends where he ends up looking from here. If that flash does get thrown out by Jyra, surely he knows, and he spotted him out now.
Oh, you cheeky boy.
You love it. Beautiful stuff from Skull. Big boost to the CT economy and a little bit of BM to boot as well. It's going fantastically. Oh, Skull, what a round from him. 3 kills. Eventually shut down by Ricky, but he has done the dirty work for Chiefs in this one. That is for sure.
You love to see it. He's had a bit of a roughie these last couple of games, but he can be a massive impact player for the Chiefs. Just gets in there and dismantles whatever you're trying to do, whether it's the CT or the T side. It's all on Ricky, 1 on 4. Every kill he gets denies Chiefs an opportunity to pick up a gun to take into the next round, so...
I mean, not all of Chiefs are in the position to, I guess, trade each other out firstly, and they're not really in the position to run in and grab some of these guns.
Oh, he's going to drop vent.
Is he going to get down the vent safely? Nope. Hiding in the cutout. I mean, he's got an AUG that he probably doesn't want to give up to Chiefs, and for now...
He still managed to sneak through.
Might actually get the bomb down. He's been chased by Jinx, and damn, what a round for Chiefs.
And they get 4 rifles as well. That's a big force buy coming out from Chiefs. And are we going to see a bit of the same coming out from the T side as well? Skull Hunter, as you were saying, Mitch, huge round coming out from him. Not only getting the knife, but getting those kills and squeaking and allowing Humongous to chip in. That's forcing attack pause from Order nice and early in the second half.
Well, they're kind of back to square one, aren't they? They forced through in round 2, thought, great, we've reset the economy of Chiefs. We should be off to the races here on Nuke. Probably looking at a scoreline of something like 11-7 before Chiefs really get a good buy back through here. But then immediately that happens, and so Chiefs are sort of back into the discussion again. 8 and 10, they've got the economic advantage now. Order's probably having to take a save or at least a force buy. And so we continue that sort of tit-for-tat, backwards and forwards gameplay that we've been seeing so far here on Nuke.
Well, Order, they are actually just going to take a pause.
Decide to just go on the complete eco. Oh, okay, I've lied there. They're not going on the eco. It looks like it's just Ricky that's buying up an AK and head armor. This is really a little bit strung out for Order because it's all mixed across the place. Yes, you've got Ricky who's invested everything, but the other guys haven't really thrown much into it. You see Alistair's bought body armor, but he hasn't bought anything else behind it.
Interesting. I guess his job is just to follow Ricky around and basically he's a bit of a caddy, really. He's just picking up his clubs as soon as he drops it down.
Rotate that AK through a few different players, but damn, Ricky's been good here in Road to Rio. Baker's got no idea.
Alistair can go through and just pick up the gun of the opponents that Ricky's shooting, so that works as well.
Yeah, a bit of a spam onto Ustillo, but it's not that beneficial. Apoc Dud falls as well. Ricky cannot be stopped. Oh, he keeps on going. Finally, they get rid of him, but at what cost? Probably the cost of the round, let's be real. Skull Hunter, though, has other ideas. Can't land it onto the third. If he would have held down all 3 frags there, makes life so much easier for Hugh. But let's be real. Still a winnable round for Chiefs. The damage, though, has been done by Order to that economy.
Oh, Hugh.
It's a nice place for him to be. Alistair still going to get the trade. And again, it continues.
I mean, from that round, that wasn't really good play from Chiefs. That was just them individually peeking into the AK-47. You can forgive Maker. That's a great entry coming out from Ricky. But I think I lost a couple of brain cells just watching Chiefs just individually pushing in and trying to take an aim deal. That's just so risky. And, I mean, no reward found in that case.
We always see games like this between the top couple of teams in Australia, though. Just they're all so good with those pistols, or just give one of them a hero AK and he can pretty much dismantle the round for the other side. We see it all the time. And honestly, boys, I would expect nothing less than a bit of a clown fiesta for my birthday.
Well, you've got just that.
Phil's birthday, man. Phil's birthday.
In all honesty, though, you can sort of criticize the individual peaks a little bit, but those were some pretty difficult angles to be challenging him. And, you know, they were all sort of stacked up in towards lobby. They were giving it a good crack. Unfortunately, though, give Ricky too many opportunities and he's going to capitalize. And speaking of opportunities, Chiefs are getting absolutely none in this round. They're getting no damage done. And with Order, who are looking very broke in terms of the cash, not losing a single gun, I would imagine moving up to 12 rounds. Yes. They're going to be feeling pretty confident moving forward here, Jordan.
Normalcy returns to the game. Thank God for that.
Oh, Chiefs didn't force that time. They just let it. They let it get back to normal. So you can thank Chiefs for that one.
Thank you, Chiefs. Is that too far gone now, Order? Up to 12?
Probably not. I think Chiefs, they can still recover from this, but I think they've essentially, if you think about it, you know, Order wins this round, that could be a save, and then Chiefs would have a fair bit of loss bonus, but they've only really got two gun rounds left before Order can try to get themselves onto match point if they lose all of the next couple of rounds, and they're going to start things off with what looks like it's going to be a quick one out squeaky. So Skull, he's been stepping up here for Chiefs. He's going to need to continue to do so.
Oh, he's missed his first couple of shots, though.
And punished by Valiance for that. Jinx here for the trade at the very least, and might look for a little bit more, as he knows the rest of Order is coming. Just dancing around the silos. Alistair turns away from a non-existent flashbang. That'll be enough of an opportunity for Jinx, who doesn't actually spot Ustillo over the smoke from the Molotov. So a 2-on-3 here, but Hughes in an excellent position to shut this round down if he gets a multi-frag. Ricky, though, way too comfortable at the moment for Order.
Yeah, Ricky's just way too strong at this stage, and Estillo's able to get the double entries over on the A-bomb site as well, which means that Apoc died on a journey to try to save. You can already see Ricky on the hunt. All of Order don't want the CTs to be able to take this one into the next one.
Yeah, they can't afford to let someone like Apoc Dud hold on to this AWP. Because let's face it, you know, how many times have we seen just one player has an AWP, we buy up a couple of Deagles around that AWP, maybe a few sets of armor, and the AWP player gets a pick, and then someone hits a headshot, you're in a 5v3, you're walking into a pistol stack. That's actually a fair bit of damage on Order there in that last round, but look, now they're going into this anti-eco. Yes, there is an AWP for Chiefs. I wouldn't be surprised to see a few upgraded pistols. So there is the danger there, but I'd say Order have enough cash in the bank to sustain these losses.
I think interesting note as well is that all of Order, look at the frags at the moment. They're all sitting around the same part. And then Chiefs, you're saying Apoc Dud can change it around, but I mean, he's really struggling. Only 6 kills so far.
Yeah, well, sometimes it'll be like that, man. Chiefs, it's been a bit of a tournament like that.
Yeah, he's got to turn it around right now. That's the first good start. But now the pressure is going to be coming out onto Apoc Dud's AWP, and he's still trying to find some angles. He's by himself right now, and no angles to be discovered.
That's the AWP lost on Outer, unretrievable. In Order looking to close out the rest of this 4-on-3 and close out the rest of this anti-eco. Only the USPs, not going to be an issue for Ricky. Jira joins up with him in Annex. Look at the double crouch, and it's waiting for Makeup. Very aware, Order up 14-8 on their opponent's map pick. They're out for blood, and they're looking to try to just absolutely smash Chiefs and play Renegades tomorrow.
I mean, on the good start already, because got lots of money to work with on this T side. Chiefs have only been able to pick up 2 CT rounds so far, which have, I think, both been force buys. Which is not a good indication, because with no buy rounds being taken by them so far, Might be a bit of the same old. Yes, they've invested in this one. Yes, they've got the firepower, but how are they going to hold up against Order as they're now going to be sending it straight down into the B-bomb site?
Oh, Maker hits the leg shot. Apoc also catching Ricky on the other side of the map. So not a bad start here for Chiefs, but Gyra, there are no breaks. And Maker has been smashed out of the server as he's chased down by Order. They're into the B site already. Chiefs with a quick rotate.
Still towards window, though. Ooh. Oh, he's hit him through the wall, Kev.
He's hit the leg. At least Jinx is there, able to get the trade, but it's still going to be a 3-on-2 at the end of the day. Humongous trying to make his way back in through Vent at this stage, and Jinx trying to identify a few more angles. Oh. Humongous gets the first critical kill thanks to the information and damage found by Jinx earlier, but Valiance and Darkspot and Estillo just hiding over at Megaton, not really peeking out is going to be beneficial.
Yeah, that time really running down for Chiefs here. Onto the bomb defuse was Hugh for a second there, but has to get off. Estillo coming in from Megaton. And it doesn't seem like the comms were there for Hugh. He didn't really seem to know where Estillo was coming from. I'm not sure it makes much of a difference. I think there was not enough time for the defuse regardless. And Order's up to 15. It's map point for them.
Yeah, and Chiefs just really doesn't have good enough money to be able to put together a really solid buy here. Going to have to go down to MP9s, Famuses, very limited utility on the CT side of Nuke. Definitely won't have access to those double orbs that got that round off to a good start. But as soon as Order ends up in a disadvantageous position, they instantly try to capitalize. They instantly try to claw it back straight through ramp room into lower. Punish Maker, who's trying to rotate bound into windows, and they get that bomb down. Hugh doesn't want to go down without a fight, though. He's been solid all tournament long. Another map where he's posting 100 ADR in a Chiefs loss. What's this guy eating for breakfast? I want to know.
And what does he have to do to give Chiefs a victory? That's also another question I'm sure that he's asking at the moment. Apoc Data 1-for-1, but Gyra gets the kill onto Maker. So another situation here where Order starting to work their way through the map okay. Lost a lot of HP here though, so not over yet for Chiefs.
Slowly starting to encroach on the B-bomb site, and Chiefs don't really have this utility to fight it off, and the vision's also gone as well. 3 smokes out. Decon's going to be smoked off. So is control doors and the control room itself. As now Alistair going to go for a very safe plant. No way that Skull Hunter can really deny this. And as the smokes fade, it still just works out in the favor of Order as they're able to take these deals one by one.
Seems like we're getting quite close to the end of this map. Order with the bomb plant down. A number advantage. Chiefs with nothing really to get themselves in the bomb site. And now the man of the tournament for Chiefs is out of the picture. It is on to Skull. He's got only a FAMAS, and he's being spammed even before he starts walking out of the bomb site. I think we all know where this one is going, and that is the way of an Order 16-8. A victory on the